Oh, I think it's out. 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 Where is it? Where is it? Give me the link. Give me the link. Give me the link. Give me the link. It's out. It's time. Watch. Watch this. Okay, wait. No, I know about this. I read about this. It is so cooked. It is so cooked. It is so cooked. Okay, it's tank changes. It's tank changes. I've been keeping this secret. It is so wacky. In Overwatch 2, tanks are the imposing heroes who take the brunt of the fight while enabling their teammates to secure eliminations. While tanks are a big target for opponents to focus on, many team comps aim to burn down the tank's HP quickly, or they get moved around a lot from displacement abilities. We've received feedback that tanks can either feel like they get taken down too quickly in a fight, or that they're impossible to take down. So our mid-season update is going to help balance how many hits tanks can take to stay in the fight better. First, we're specifically buffing the tank passive to have a 25% damage reduction from headshots, which should help cut down on being burst down in a fight. We're also increasing the knockback resistance by tanks from 30 to 50%. Which should allow them to hold the front line a lot more and not feel subjugate displacement abilities. Wait, there's more, don't worry, there's more. We're also making some global gameplay changes. If you thought that is cooked, there's more. One is that we're reverting the armor damage reduction back to reducing 5 damage per projectile with up to 50% maximum. This means heroes like Reaper or Tracer will have to work more to take down heroes like Reinhardt. So they're reverting the armor change. So now you barely are gonna take damage from characters like Tracer and Reaper and Diva. When you have armor, you have 25% damage reduction from headshots and 50% knockback resistance. This is so cooked, bro. This is gonna come out mid-season patch. Tanks are gonna be unkillable, and I'm so ready. I'm gonna bully every single support player. I'm gonna bully every single DPS player. This is gonna get changed 100%, but this is gonna be so funny. Oh wait, there's actually more. I forgot. There's more. I actually forgot. There's more. We're also making some global gameplay. If you thought that these 3 buffs for tanks, they actually did another buff. They are doing a 4th buff. One is that we're reverting the armor damage reduction. Okay, we did that. Next, we made a light change, to our overall HP recovery pass that will enable mobile tanks to get back to front lines faster. The health regeneration passive for all heroes will no longer recover 20 HP per second, but instead recover 10 plus 5% of their maximum HP. Reinhardt will heal 45 health per second when not being shot at. He's gonna have a mercy beam, and he can shield himself to enable this thing to not take damage for a longer time, and you get healed 45 health per second. They are buffing. So let me just get this clear. 25% damage reduction on headshots, 50% knockback resistance, fixing how armor works, so now you barely take any damage from characters like Reaper and Tracer, which are complete tank buster most of the time. So characters with armor do not care about their resistance until they have armor. Plus, tanks are gonna get 40 health per second plus, or like 35, I think is the least, healing. And there's more, there's more, there's more, there is more, there is more, there is more. Somehow there is more. In some more individual changes, Junker Queen is getting a buffed commanding shout, which will be activated even if you're channeling other abilities like Carnage or Rampage, and its cooldown is getting reduced to 12 seconds. Wait. And the cherry on top of this entire fucking thing, with Wrecking Ball, we're seeing some creative play with the changes to his grappling claw. However, his ability to contribute to the fight is getting a small buff. The impact damage from a full charge swing using grappling claw is getting increased from 50 to 60. Wait, Pile Driver is increasing the enemy movement lockout from 0.5 to 0.75. Wait, and finally, Minefield will be a little more threatening, with explosion damage from 130 to 165 and knockback from 5 to 10. It's gonna be feeding season for tank players, bro. We're going on a hunt. We're gonna take down every single support player, every single DPS player. It is gonna be insane. It's like unleashing the fucking hounds upon all of the unsuspecting casuals. Can you imagine Cloudy on Reinhardt? 45 health per second when he's not being shot at. Reduce damage from Reapers and Tracers. Reduce knockback. And 25% damage reduction from headshots. He just pins into your backline and you fucking die. You dissipate. Tanks are gonna be out and they're gonna be seeking revenge. Additional changes coming this mid-season patch for Junkrat, Echo, and Hanzo. The oppressed will become the oppressors, bro. This is absolutely the most ridiculous patch I've ever seen. Tanks are gonna be so broken. Bro, ML7 is gonna be unhappy. DPS players are gonna be unhappy. Everyone's gonna be so fucking unhappy except the tank players. We're so fucking bad. We are so bad. Not to mention that the healing also applies for characters like Bull. So Bulls that are roaming around the map don't need to always take the pack. They can just get healed passively. And Winston is no longer gonna get cucked by D.Va because of the armor. D.Va is getting a huge nerf because of the pellet changes. So Winston won't die to D.Va and he's gonna take reduced headshot damage. And Bo is gonna be unkillable. It doesn't matter. He doesn't have a headshot hitbox either way. But Reinhardt, I think Reinhardt is gonna be crazy. I think, what else? Who else? Queen is gonna be great. Queen is gonna be insane. Winston is gonna be really good. Bo is gonna be good. D.Va is not gonna be that good. I don't think Ramatro gets that much from this. Roadhog doesn't really get much from this either. Winston ignores armor. Yes, exactly. Winston ignores armor and he's going to take reduced headshot damage. Plus, he's going to take reduced damage from characters that absolutely counter his ass, like Reaper, Tracer, and D.Va. The age of support and DPS players is over. Long live. Long live tank players. Oh my god, you don't even know what's gonna happen now, bro. It is gonna be hell for everyone that's not a tank player. They have somebody at Blizzard was so fucking mad. He had a few games on tank and he had enough. If they kill the game, at least we're gonna have fun. Tank changes. It is gonna be wild. It is gonna be so wild. Tank players getting ready for the mid-season patch, bro. Day 2 of having a mental breakdown. So tank is now 25% headshot damage reduction, which means that, for example, Widowmaker doing 300 damage. This stacks on top of armor, by the way. So if you're getting headshot by a Tracer, first she's gonna get her damage reduced by the armor, and then 25 damage from the headshot thing. So I think a headshotting Orisa is gonna do the same damage as body shot. Explain armor changes. I actually have the perfect thing for you. Let me pull it out. Estimated damage value based on proposed mid-season season 10 patch. In March 2019, they made a beam weapons do 20% reduced damage against armor, so they might bring this back or use a complex tick rate. Back in the day, okay, so if you would take 5 damage or less, you would take 50% reduced, I think, something like that. But you would still get reduced damage if you took more damage from that. It was something like that, right? So that would mean that things like D.Va, Doomfist, Queen, Malgo, Risa, Ramatra, Roadhog would do a lot less damage. So characters that do a lot of small damages, like these guys, and Tracer especially, change rule effect. Mostly characters like Bastion, Tracer, Sombra, Soldier, Torbjorn, because he shoots like pellets. And this would mean, for example, D.Va right now deals against armor 1.4 damage. Future armor change, she's gonna do 1 damage. Good percentage of damage reduced. And this affects mostly characters that do very little damage. So now characters right now, no matter how much damage your weapon does, you would get 30% damage reduction. Now, with the mid-season change, or how it used to work, it's gonna be 50% less damage, or after a certain amount of damage, it is going to reduce only 5 damage. Because Tracer shoots a bunch of little bullets. Are you listening to me? Tracer shoots a bunch of little bullets. Each bullet is going to be reduced by 50%. Because each bullet doesn't do a lot of damage. But characters like Reinhardt, he doesn't shoot one small bullet. He shoots big bullets. Because he is big hammer. So his hammer gets reduced by 5 damage. Do you understand? It's -5 damage or 50%, whichever is less. I've opened up some tweets. We're gonna start off with Samito. Tanks taking 25% less damage from headshots has got to be one of the least fun changes ever put into Overwatch. When this doesn't change the gameplay loop issues caused by the 5v5 format for tanks, let's start talking about 6v6. Let's wait and see what happens. I think 25% less damage from headshots is a little bit cooked. And second of all, no matter what Blizzard does, every single time without fail, Samito mentions 6v6. Listen guys, if they revert to 6v6, I don't care. I'll just play 6v6. But right now we have 5v5. Samito just wants a 6v6. God bless. Questron. Okay, so tanks in the mid-season patch will out-heal soldiers' E ability, which is gonna be funny. Tank plus healing station will out-heal Mercy for reference. 40 per second on biotic field. So Reinhardt will heal 45. That is really funny. Bro, it's gonna be a feast for tank players when these changes come out. When is it gonna come out? In 2 weeks? I like that I just opened a random Rack attack tweet. Sorry, Rack. Spilo, screw it. I'll be the unique guy. Director's take is stuff to be optimistic about, as it seems directly targeted hurting tank busters. It's ballsy, but I'm cautiously optimistic. I like the fact that it's ballsy. I like the fact that it's different. I like the fact that they're doing some risky stuff. People will complain no matter what. They always will, no matter the change, even if it's the most good change ever. Also, Spilo. So respectfully, shut the fuck up about take me back to Overwatch 1 days when days were simpler and sustained meta 24/7 and CC was prevalent. We freaking need active development like we get now, if nothing else, to keep the game fresh. Irrelevant to 5v5 or 6v6. Half my timeline filled with some of the most cringe nostalgia bait, as if there wasn't 10 million things broken with the game in 2018, 2019, 2020 and 2021. I agree. In the sense that I don't know if the issue stemmed from 6v6 or 5v5, but like people putting Overwatch on a pedestal back then as if it was perfect is just so cooked. It's just cooked. Like, you can like 6v6 more, 5v5 more, but like people just keep talking about Overwatch 1 as if it was the best game ever and wasn't dying. But we didn't get any changes. We did. And they were horrible. We got changes. They were terrible changes. Either way, my point is, the grass is always greener on the other side, and people are just remembering all the good. Every single content creator and player that is complaining about bringing back Overwatch 1 has quit like 5 times during Overwatch 1. That is my biggest gripe with this entire thing. Let's continue. Tank has always been a problematic and tricky role in Overwatch. Support has always been a problematic and tricky role. Welcome trying to combine MOBA MMO features in an FPS. It's unique, but it's ugly. You criticize the direction, you can criticize the choices, but acting like serious development and balance wasn't desperately needed in Overwatch 1 is the biggest bunch of horse wallop I'll ever read. 5v5 definitely exacerbates certain issues with tanking, and this approach potentially reduces the power of tank busting as a concept. I can't wait for people to call Spilo a Blizzard grifter, like calling him a paid actor, calling him the... He's being paid by the authorities to say these things. It'll be easier to fix a lot of problems in 6v6. Why not actively develop 6v6? Hire Samito to get the balance back. I would, no offense to Samito, but I would not hire a single one of the content creators, including me, to do balancing for Overwatch. Not a single one. Not a single one. I beg. Just nobody. There's a reason why these people have decades of experience working in this game. If you think these changes are bad, imagine if somebody that has zero experience on the job doing it. There's a reason why people have these jobs. For one season they should. No, they should not. I do not believe. Don't care 6v6. A good game at its core shouldn't need updates. You need updates to keep the game fresh, guys. You can't just sit there and play the same game over and over again. People will lose interest. Even with chess, people lose interest. Thanks so much for the tier 1. All I can think is people screaming about the OP healing passive before Season 9. That wasn't very OP. Honestly, just happy that the Overwatch team is just trying new shit. And trying to make the tank experience better, because we all know it's terrible and buffing is not the answer. Classic Blizzard shill flats being paid by Blizzard to speak well about these mid-season patches instead of speaking the truth that 6v6 needs to be brought back. I'm so tired of these content creators deciding the fate of this game, and they suck as well. We should hire Spilo to be the next balancing director of Overwatch. Who DM'd me, bro? Either way, people are so mad. People are so mad. Tank is a miserable role. Okay, tank. Okay. Here's a small reality check. Being a tank means you will be miserable no matter what. That is your job as a tank player. You're always gonna be miserable. If tank is not miserable, then every other role is miserable. It's always been miserable to play tank. Tank will always be miserable. If tank isn't miserable, then other people are miserable. That is the reality check I have to tell you. Tank will always be the most miserable role. In every game, always. It's an interesting amount of changes, but they're absolutely cooked. And these changes will have to be reverted, because if they don't revert these changes after applying them and letting tanks have a little bit of fun, the game will fucking suck. The game will suck. You will see. The game will suck with these changes. Because tank will be unkillable. Because, like, it's too much. Not to mention they're buffing ball and queen. On top of everything. Making tank fun so that you can turn off your brain and just carry every game is not the way tank should work. And you can still have fun in some lobbies. Making bust and then toning it down to getting some data is probably the approach. Yeah. Look, I'm just saying it how it is.